The aftermath of overnight Israeli strikes on Gaza City. Medics say an airstrikes hit the Al-Farabi school, sheltering displaced families near Al-Yarmouk Stadium. 2 children were killed in a separate strike on a tent near the Parliament building, and another man died in Sheikh Radwan. Let's listen in to what some residents had to say. Okay, we seem to have some technical issues there, but we are, of course, talking about West Asia's defining crisis, what's going on the Gaza Strip right now, as we hear once again further attacks by Israel on Gaza.
نايمين فمن الله وفي شيء ما لقينا الا غضب علينا ولحقوا علينا وعلى الاطفال. هذه طفله طلعتها من تحت البطون. هذه والله بنت اللي استشهدت هذه والله طول الليل وهي ماسكه في ايدي زي هيك جنبي. اطفال زي هذه ايش ذنبهم؟ ايش ذنبهم تنزل عليهم سبوه في بطون؟ ايش ذنبهم الاطفال اللي زي والله طلعتها تحت غضب. والله تحت البطون طلعته وبتسيخ البنت.
يعني صاروخين اخترقوا الطابق الثاني، نزلوا على الطابق الارضي، فرغ الطابق الارضي كله بما فيه بالنازحين.
نايمين عادي، ما لقيت الا شيء بهود عليه الساعه 2، شيء بنك وش احجار وش غضب وش كذا وش كذا. انا طلعت ولاد من تحت الغضب، يعني هاي الطفله هذه تعملت اطلعها، الاطفال كلها هيك انت شايف هي كلها.
ايش هدفهم بيستهدفوا الاطفال؟ يعني ليش بيستهدفوا الاطفال؟ يعني انا كمان اولادي 4 كانوا راحوا في لحظه وانا كان رحت معاهم. يعني احنا ضربنا على اليهود، احنا شو ذنبنا اصلا؟ ايش الذنب اللي عملناه احنا بننزح من مكان لمكان. غرب غزه امن، وين الامن؟ احنا بننجى صراحه باعجوبه.
The Israeli military has warned Palestinians in Gaza City to move south as it bombed a high-rise tower and pushed deeper into the enclave's largest urban centre. Israeli forces have been advancing on the northern suburbs for weeks, under orders from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to capture the city. We are now joined by our guest, Mati Zaweg, who is a geopolitical expert, and he joins us live from Israel to discuss this further. Mati, always a pleasure to talk to you here on the programme.
A pleasure.
Thank you for taking the time. Of course, we're hearing more news from this ongoing offensive inside Gaza City, a highly controversial offensive, high population density, where civilian casualties here are almost certain. We are now getting reports from the enclave that a school has been hit, the Al-Farabi school, which was sheltering families, displaced families. 2 children were reportedly killed in a strike on a tent. Of course, this operation is already extremely controversial. What's your immediate reaction to when you hear news like this? And what is the viewpoint of Israel when, of course, they hear the news of children constantly being caught here and being killed in Israeli action in the Gaza Strip?
Well, thank you for having me. You said yourself, this is an ongoing offensive. And this is an ongoing offensive because there is no ceasefire and because there is no agreement. This is a terrible war for both sides. You are talking only about the Gazan side, and it's terrible when the life of a child is lost. But this is a part of the behavior of the Hamas having civilians as human shields. This is not a casualty a coincidence that you are talking about a school or are talking about a mosque or even sometimes about any ambulance, because they are hiding themselves between all these places. When you say a school, it's not a school. It's a place that used to be a school.
Yes,
and now
of course.
It's full of terrorists.
Of course. I did state it there.
And it's terrible, but the core question here is not in a fire, and we are not in a ceasefire. Hamas is not ready to free the hostages. It's not ready to dismantle themselves, as even the moderate Arab countries are asking for.
Hamas said it would free the hostages, Mati, under a new deal which included a 60 day pause in the fighting. Israel denied that deal that they previously accepted and pressed on with this offensive, which is widely unpopular across the world and also within Israel, of course, as well.
We are talking about two extremist sides. One side that they say they're going to free the hostages for months and months again and again in Doha, in Qatar, in Egypt, in every place, but they are not doing this. They are also not dismantled themselves. They are just talking to gain some more time because they are thinking that the world is so desperate to finish this that they are going to pressure Israel to stop everything without receiving what they want. And not only Israel, also Europe, also the US, also the moderate Arab countries, which is to free the hostages and dismantle Hamas. Until they are not going to accept this war is going to continue and to play in the hands of a little part of the Israeli government that is very extremist and say, you look, we don't have no one to talk, so let's push, let's press, let's attack again and again. So the world must do pressure not only on Israel, also to Hamas. I say this every day. I will continue to say this because also the society in Israel inside is really suffering from this war. You don't see this because you don't see 20 or 30 people dying today or yesterday, but nobody is talking already that in some very little time we're going to say 2 years of the 7th of October of 2023, which was the biggest pogrom in the history of modern history of Israel.
Okay, Matty,